Hey guys, it's Jason from California. I'm not editing that out, so whatever you just said, everyone in the world's going to know now. No, I'm not editing this, I'm uploading it. Anyway, today is Tuesday, September 21st, 2010. This is Mindblog something 21? I don't know. But I feel like I haven't updated you guys in a while, and most of my response generally comes from Mindblogs now and not from weight loss vlogs, because let's be real here, I'm not going to lose weight until I work on whatever the hell's going on up here. So, today was therapy day for me, and I think I'm going to start making these every Tuesday, because that's always therapy day. And I had a lot to talk about. For one, I'm keeping my episode journal of whenever I start freaking out, which I've made several promises to her about what I'm going to write in here and when from now on, because I skipped a whole week of writing. So I only got a week and a half in here of writing versus 2 weeks. Second, I've been working on my, don't even make me say the name of it again, Dialectical Behavioral Therapy Skills Workbook, Behavior Skills Therapy Workbook. And I'm almost through the first chapter. It's kind of a lot of make check marks here and agree to do this type of stuff, so not exactly my favorite thing to do, but it's definitely opened my eyes a little bit. I'm going to go a little bit more into this right now just because a lot of people have been asking me about this book. This book is not for any like specific behavioral problem or any type of specific like mood disorder. It's really almost like for anybody that has any type of trouble socializing or any type of anxiety or like any type of like, you know, issues with like anger or like depression. It really is like almost like a catch-all for every person out there who's not quote-unquote normal. So it's definitely helped me so far. Actually, one of the main things that I am getting out of this so far is that it's telling me I need to actually distract myself with pleasurable activities. And it gave you a long-ass checklist of things you can do to distract yourself. And I was really bored with the checklist until I got to this part here. One of them says, have sex with someone you care about. I wrote, okay. And another one says, masturbate, and I put a lot of exclamation points, and I said, yes. And there's a lot of other sex things on here, which I thought was really funny, because I didn't think it would go into that. But essentially, this all goes back to the happy list and doing things that make you happy versus things that don't, in order to keep yourself sane. So it's kind of something I already knew before I read it. But this actually gave me a lot of good ideas. So it also like went into like, you know, kind of like meditation help and like stuff I can do to help distract myself from my thoughts. I'm still not very good at it yet, but I'm definitely giving it a shot. As far as the episode journal, and I'm going to address something right now because a lot of people already asked me about my Facebook post and my Twitter post about the suicide hotline. That was more of a joke. It wasn't a joke that I called the suicide hotline. It was more of a joke that I was upset with their customer service. Because, I mean, suicide's nothing to laugh about, and don't get me wrong, it's definitely not something I laugh at. In fact, I know a lot of people who have attempted it, and I like to pretend that I have attempted it before, when really I don't know that I actually have. I think that was just more of a stupid thing on my part, not necessarily a I'm going to kill myself type thing. But this time, I did genuinely feel like I was beginning to think that. And I said, you know what, I'm not even going to let myself go any further, I'm just going to call this number, and I did. The scariest thing about the phone call, besides the fact that the woman told me I need to not be so hard on myself, which last time I checked you shouldn't be saying to someone who's suicidal, was there was like a 2-minute pause with nothing, where I had said something and she was just kind of like, she was silent, and then she came back on and she was like, ooh, I don't know. And I was like, oh, well, I'm happy I actually have a semi-grasp on reality. Otherwise, I probably would have died right then and there. But anyway, her stupidity actually helped me to not focus on myself and focus more on the fact that I was angry at her. And it helped me get home. So if that was her actual, what she was trying to do, she did a good job. If she was just an idiot, she got lucky this time, I guess. But anyway, I digress. I am not going to kill myself. In fact, my therapist has me sign something every week saying I will not kill myself. It's kind of like a verbal and written contract. In fact, she made me write it in my book this time. I, Jason, will not harm myself until I have seen April next week on September 28th, 2010. Signed, me. So I have no choice. I cannot kill myself because I have a contract. Yay. So a lot of interesting things happened in my therapy session today. Mainly, well, it's funny because she always sits me down and she's like, "What do you want to talk about this week?" And I'm like, me. Because we're not going to talk about you, we're going to talk about me. And she likes that. She thinks it's funny, but really, I mean, what else are you going to talk about? I just kind of talk with whatever comes to my mind, kind of like these videos. There's no editing. I just say and do, and whatever comes out, and I'm not embarrassed, because you got to be honest here, right? So, I've had a lot of episodes lately, and I haven't been writing any of them down, which I should have been doing, but I claim to have lost my book when really it was just in a bag on the dining room table, and I kind of forgot about it. Out of sight, out of mind, right? A lot of friendship issues, a lot of staying up till like 5 a.m. issues, a lot of going out after my husband goes to bed issues, and at first I felt really guilty about this, and I told April this. I was like, I feel really guilty when I leave the house and I leave Robert, and even though he's in bed most of the time, and she kept asking me, like, well, why do you think that is? Why do you think you feel guilty? I'm like, well, I don't know, because sometimes he jokingly, like, says that he feels bad when I leave. I don't know if it's really a joke or not, but I think after the fact it really was a joke, because he's really supportive. He doesn't restrict me in any way, so that's always nice. And I thought about it for a while, and I as dumb as it sounds, it's almost like I have to leave the house when Robert goes to bed, because I'm not tired, and I don't want to sit here alone, because I don't necessarily trust myself to be alone right now. And I have a hard time falling asleep when I'm not completely exhausted, because I'll sit there and I'll toss and I'll turn and I'll toss and I'll turn, and my brain will not shut up. And that's kind of frustrating for me. So, I've made some friends who are my nighttime friends, and I literally go out and see them like every single night. And they're incredibly supportive. In fact, I don't want to share too much about them because I don't know how much they want me to share, but we'll just, their names are Brian and Xander, and they've been very supportive of me. In fact, I don't want to divulge anything about their personal lives, but it's more like they have some mental things too, like I do, so it's kind of like we're like a mini support group, enabling each other to do not super harmful behaviors, but more like a relaxation behavior, and or drinking or alcohol or other things. And as much as I hate to admit it, I'm willing to sacrifice my physical health right now for my mental health, because sometimes it's hard to deal with both at the same time. And it's not like I'm overeating, I'm just making other decisions instead. And replace one problem with another, right? But I think all the pieces are slowly moving towards the solution. And I think for once I'm not lying to myself about that. So, do the ends justify the means? In this case, I think yes. And I'll keep doing what I'm going to do. But anyway, I digress. They help me stay up late, and essentially I just end the night whenever I feel so tired. I can barely have enough energy to drive home. I drive home and I literally just fall asleep so that I can wake up for the next day. I don't like tossing and turning or waiting. I just like lying down and going to sleep. It's a nice feeling. How I can achieve that, I don't know yet. But for the time being, I have to stay up late. So my one breakthrough, not breakthrough really, but my one realization was I don't like being alone. I don't know when this happened, because I actually used to love being alone. I used to love just sitting up late at night and just, being alone with myself. And then it kind of evolved into something that wasn't good for me. And now I'm just like terrified of it. So, yeah. Another one was that I place so much emphasis on relationships and friendships. And actually, I think about 100% of my anxiety comes from relationships, love life, and friendships. And the only person to blame for that is me. Most of the time. Specifically, mostly in my relationship with Robert. All of my anxiety, I'd say about 95% of my anxiety is mostly in my head. The other 5% is just whatever Robert is dealing with, and sometimes he gets a little snippy, and I take it the wrong way. So, but it's hard for me to distinguish these things when I'm actually in the episode or going into one. And I hate calling it an episode because it's like a TV show, but it's like really, it's almost like a click in my brain, and I become so irrational, and my heart starts pounding, and I start sweating, and it's like I don't even know what to do with myself, but just either stay quiet or surround myself with people that are going to distract me, or play a video game, or something that will make me not think about whatever's in my head. But a lot of my friendship anxiety, most of it does come from me still, but some of it does come from the other people, and I gotta learn to accept the fact that I can't control anybody other than myself and how I react to others. And I've gotta learn that friendships are not as black and white as I'm letting them be. I do tend to just write people off when I'm hurt because I don't want to be the one who gets hurt by them. So, I don't know how I'm going to do that, but to end all of this, because it's getting really long, the one thing that sucks is that this is getting worse and worse and worse the more I have the therapy. But April keeps telling me that the therapy will help, and it will get worse before it gets better. It's just now I don't trust any of my emotions. I don't trust any of my feelings, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm thinking, and if it's real, or if it's an episode, or if it's a problem, or if it's really just an honest gut feeling or an interpretation of what to do in a situation. So I'm left to just write and wonder. So I hope that was a helpful update for some of you. I'm going to keep going. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, please be advised that my Twitter account is more of an outlet for my brain. 140 characters, and if some of them seem depressing to you, or all of them seem depressing to you, that's because you're basically looking at my brain. And if my brain is feeling negative, and I have absolutely no outlet, the only thing I can do is write it on Twitter. So if you find my Twitter completely demotivating, I highly recommend you do not follow me anymore, because I refuse to modify something that I have made just to make other people happy. So that being said, yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.